the biggest storyline in Florida history. We all know it. Dusty Rhodes turns good guy against the evil foreigner Pac Song. But the first question is with Dusty Rhodes. How was his presentation different as a bad guy as opposed to when he became a good guy?
Not at all. Same. Well, more organized. His interviews, and naturally he had to adapt his ring work a bit, to the more the more boogie woogie stuff and stuff. But he was as a heel, he was a good, hard, solid heel. But it was his promo, and it was his promos and his look that carried him. He had the dynamic, booming promos and stuff. And they said that at the time that he was doing a Thunderbolt Patterson impression. That he was a white black man, a white man trying to be a black man. I was never around Thunderbolt, and I know he's Jerry Briscoe's close friend, but I've been a couple handshakes and a couple hellos, but I never spent a lot of time in the territory watching or seeing much of T-Bolt. But he was like one of the first black men to come out, with the shucking and jiving and hey baby, and hey, all that stuff. Stuff that if Rocky Johnson had picked it up, he would have been the greatest black man of all time. If he'd have been able to, with his in the ring talent, his skills, it would have been incredible. But Dusty was no different as a heel. As a heel, he almost was a babyface anyway. He was the kind of guy that had to turn. I remember I first met Dusty in Japan. We went over there for I think it was 1 week or 2 weeks. I forget. It was that Kokusai, the independent, the first opposition they ever had to New Japan or All Japan, when Kobayashi and those guys and we were there. Hollywood Blondes, Dusty, myself, K.O. Yates, Billy Red Cloud. Oh God, I'm sure there's somebody else. I can't think of it. But so I met Dusty first. And, on the bus and stuff for a couple of weeks. And we were talking. I'd seen some of his stuff that he brought from Oklahoma, Louisiana area where he come from just previously. I'd seen it. So I was at the airport going out on a Saturday and ran into Larry Henning by the barber shop or the shoe shine or whatever it was waiting to board the planes in Minneapolis airport. And the TV was on, and it was Dusty's first interview, first Minnesota AWA interview, and he came on, hey, baby, it's Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream, and boy, that was it, I knew it was coming. I'd spent 2 weeks prior with him, and I knew what he had, what he'd gone down, but even that first, just to see Larry Henning. His reaction and stuff, and boy, this guy's over first night.
Who did that style of interview first? Was it Dusty or was it Superstar Billy Graham?
Woo! Loaded question.
Ha!
Superstar was Superstar. Superstar was kind of a little different. It wasn't the same. Then Superstar had the body. But Superstar was a kind of hip jive kind of hip, where Dusty was the, baby, it's American Dream, baby, coming in with the Superstar was a little cooler, a little downplayed. I don't know if they were similar though. I never, I kind of considered that, but never really, never put them to the test. Good question.
I will. Well, yeah, I didn't even write that down. So I'm trying to think who, the affected lisp, and who came up with it first. And I think it's pretty close.
Well, I know Superstar. I was in L.A. with. When was I in L.A.? Have to be 74. Did before 70. Before or after 74? Yeah, I know Dusty first. He had it, and Billy was See, but I didn't run into Billy till Los Angeles when he was taking Jerry Graham around. So that had to be when that was the very beginning. That was before everything. Then that would be like 72 when he was babysitting Dr. Jerry. So he was doing it then too, but so was Dusty. I don't know if they were both doing their own thing. I don't think either one stole from. I don't think they stole from each other at all.
The first time you were in Los Angeles was 1970,
Yeah.
and it was NWA Hollywood 1970.
Yeah, that's when Superstar was there, and Dusty was already going in Oklahoma and Texas and stuff. I don't know what his promos were like, but I imagine they were pretty much building, growing, learning.
We'll give it Superstar then. We'll give it Superstar. I'll one thing that is absolutely you must talk about is Dusty Rhodes, Texas Outlaws tag team partner Dick Murdoch.
Oh, Captain Redneck, hell of a worker. From that Amarillo, his dad was a world champion. He came from a wrestling family. Dad was a Frankie Murdoch, was it?
I don't know.
His father. It was my father's in the business. He came out of that funk West Texas Amarillo wrestling school. Well, those guys, as easy in the ring for him as it was walking or sleeping or anything else. They were just, he would go to Japan. He could go to Japan or anywhere in the world. Actually, we'd go to Japan 20, 30 minutes. Not even break. It would just go through the motions. Just go through the motions. It was just a natural. It was just a tremendous worker.
Dusty Rhodes, when he was still alive, he used to always talk about just the wild stuff him and Dickie used to get up to. Do you remember any of the stories?
Well, Minneapolis, they rode a jackass into there's a country western into the country mule or donkey into. There was a country western bar downtown Minneapolis. They wrote, all kinds of stuff fighting, they're always fighting in bars. I used to sneak around and, have a beer with them every now and then, something, a few places. Ray, Dusty, and Murdoch. They're always, can't think of the country. I didn't hang out, but it was a big country western joint in Minneapolis way back when they used to go down there. And, I'd ride around and kind of hide in the corner once in a while.
Do you remember, and I suppose you don't really, but I'll ask it anyway, is Dick Murdoch's reaction to when Dusty decides to go single and become the biggest star in Florida, in the history of Florida, maybe, and Dickie was sort of left out in the cold for quite a while. Do you remember reactions or any fallout between the two?
I know it was a woman that broke him up it was a love affair that broke him up in the beginning.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Minneapolis.
Was she worth it?
Well, evidently so, yeah.
No, apparently so.
Yeah.